Did you know that Thailand is home to rainforests so ancient they already existed when the first mammals were walking the earth? Or that its capital, Bangkok, is one of the most visited cities on the planet and has never been conquered or destroyed by a foreign power? And that across its territory rise more than 40,000 temples, many of them still active, where Buddhist rituals have been practiced daily for centuries without interruption. Thailand is not just an exotic destination, it is primordial nature, an untamed megacity, and living spirituality. Get ready, because today you're about to discover 50 shocking facts about Thailand that will completely change the way you see this country in Southeast Asia, where the wild, the human, and the sacred exist in perfect contrast. 50. The Andaman Coast's bioluminescent beaches. Thailand's Andaman Coast is famous for pristine beaches and dramatic limestone formations, but some nights reveal an even more magical sight. Bioluminescent plankton glowing along the shore. On islands like Koh Phi Phi and Koh Lipe, microscopic organisms emit light when disturbed by waves or movement, creating a sparkling neon blue effect in the water. It's not visible every night, and conditions must be just right. Low moonlight, calm seas, and warm temperatures. But when it happens, it feels like walking through a scene from a sci-fi movie. This natural phenomenon highlights the rich marine biodiversity of Thailand's coastal ecosystems, fueled by warm tropical currents and nutrient-dense waters. Travelers who witness it often describe it as one of the most surreal encounters with nature. 49. Thailand has one of the world's oldest mangrove ecosystems. Along both the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, dense mangrove forests serve as living fortresses against erosion, storms, and rising sea levels. These ecosystems have existed for millions of years and remain among the most biologically productive environments on Earth. Thailand's mangroves, particularly in Panganga and Ranong, host mudskippers, fiddler crabs, monitor lizards, otters, and juvenile sharks, and fish that depend on the tangled roots for protection. Many visitors overlook these quiet, swamp-like forests, but they are crucial to Thailand's environmental stability. Without them, tourism hotspots like Phuket and Krabi would be far more vulnerable to tropical storms and coastal collapse. 48. Phuket is the largest island in Thailand, but it's not in the Gulf. Many people assume Thailand's biggest islands are located in the Gulf of Thailand, but the country's largest island, Phuket, sits on the Andaman side. Covering roughly 543 square kilometers, Phuket is almost the size of Singapore. It's connected to the mainland by the Saracen Bridge, which technically makes it an island you can drive to. Beyond beaches and nightlife, Phuket is home to mountains, rainforest, waterfalls, and a rugged coastline that defines much of its geography. Its size also means tremendous ecological variety, coastal lagoons in the west, mangroves in the east, and a mountainous interior that rises more than 500 meters above sea level. 47. Koh Samui's beaches, formed from coral breakdowns. Koh Samui, Thailand's second largest island, is famous for soft white sands, which are largely the result of broken coral that gradually eroded into fine grains over centuries. The surrounding ocean floor once hosted vast coral systems, which storms and wave action shattered into fragments that accumulated along the coast. This process created beaches with a distinct texture and bright color. Because of this coral origin, Samoi's sands are less dusty than silica-based beaches found elsewhere in the world. The island also has granite boulders scattered around its coastline, remnants of ancient geological uplift. 46. Bangkok is sinking, literally. Thailand's capital is built on soft clay soil, and as the population grows and groundwater continues to be extracted, Bangkok is slowly sinking. Scientists estimate the city is dropping between 1 and 3 centimeters per year. Combine that with rising sea levels and storm surges, and Bangkok could face severe flooding challenges in the coming decades. Geographically, the city sits only about 1.5 meters above sea level, and much of Bangkok was built on former marshland. The Chao Phraya River, beautiful but powerful, adds to the complexity. While this fact may sound alarming, it's scientifically accurate and one of the most urgent geographical issues Thailand faces today. Before continuing, be sure to subscribe and leave a like to become an expert on the geography of our world. 45. Chiang Mai is surrounded by mountains and ancient volcanoes. Known for temples and tradition, Chiang Mai is also defined by its geography. The city is located in a mountainous region once shaped by volcanic activity. While the volcanoes are extinct, the terrain they left behind created dramatic valleys, fertile soil, and a landscape full of waterfalls and caves. The highest point in northern Thailand, Doi Inthanon, rises to 2,565 meters nearby and forms part of the Himalayan foothills. The surrounding mountains cool the air, making Chiang Mai one of Thailand's most pleasant climates despite tropical latitude. 44. Doi Inthanon is Thailand's roof. Doi Inthanon National Park marks the highest elevation in the entire country. The peak reaches nearly 2.6 kilometers above sea level and sits within a protected cloud forest full of mosses, orchids, and bird species found nowhere else in Thailand. Because of the altitude, temperatures here can drop close to freezing in winter, an incredible contrast to the beaches and jungles most travelers associate with Thailand. Its position at the tail end of the Himalayan mountain chain also makes Doi Inthanon a geological treasure that connects Thailand to a major global mountain system. 43. The Chao Phraya River built Thailand's Central Plains. The fertile Central Plains, home to Bangkok and vast rice fields, exist because of one river system, the Chao Phraya. Over thousands of years, floods deposited nutrient-rich sediment across the region, making it one of the most agriculturally productive areas in Southeast Asia. This geographical foundation helped support early kingdoms and remains vital today. Without the river's deposits, central Thailand would not be the rice powerhouse that it is. The River of Kings, as it is often called, also serves as a major transportation route, linking inland provinces with the Gulf of Thailand. 42. The Gulf of Thailand is exceptionally shallow. Unlike the deep Andaman Sea, the Gulf of Thailand averages only about 45 meters in depth, shallower than many large lakes. This unusual feature means warm water heats up quickly, fueling tropical storms and encouraging year-round marine life. It also shapes the color and clarity of the water, which can appear milky turquoise due to suspended sediment. These shallow depths contribute to the Gulf's suitability for fishing, reef formation, and island development. Islands like Koh Tao, Koh Phangan, and Koh Samui exist in part because of underwater geological ridges supporting them. 41. Krabi's limestone towers were once under the ocean. The jaw-dropping cliffs of Krabi and Railay Beach were formed from ancient limestone beds that once lay beneath a prehistoric sea. Over millions of years, tectonic uplift pushed these layers upward, while monsoon rains and acidic groundwater carved the rock into dramatic spires, caves, and overhangs. Today, Krabi's landscape is one of the most recognized in Thailand, attracting climbers and photographers from around the world. Its karst formations are similar to those in Vietnam's Ha Long Bay and China's Guilin, evidence of shared geological origins. 40. Thailand has more than 1,400 islands. Numbers vary depending on how they're defined and counted, but Thailand has well over 1,000 islands in total. Many are tiny, uninhabited, and rarely visited. Some are just limestone pinnacles rising from the sea, while others like Phuket and Koh Samui support full cities. This immense geological diversity is due to tectonic activity, coral formation, and rising sea levels after the last ice age. For travelers, this means endless exploration. Each island has a distinct personality shaped by geography. 39. Ayutthaya was built at the confluence of three rivers. The ancient capital of Ayutthaya was strategically located where three major rivers meet, the Chao Phraya, Lopburi, and Pa Sak. This created a natural moat that protected the city and turned it into a major trading power. The rivers enabled boat transport deep into the countryside, making Ayutthaya a hub of commerce and diplomacy. The island-like shape of the old city center remains visible today, a direct product of its geographical planning. 38. Thailand borders 4 countries and nearly a fifth. Thailand shares land borders with Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Malaysia, but it almost touches Vietnam as well, separated only by a narrow stretch of sea across the Gulf. This geographical position places Thailand at the crossroads of Southeast Asia, connected by land to mainland cultures and by water to maritime trade routes. The country's diverse landscapes reflect this blend: northern mountains, central plains, southern rainforests, and vast coastlines shaped by 2 different seas. 37. The Thai peninsula narrows to only 44 kilometers. At one of its narrowest points near Prachuap Khiri Khan, Thailand measures just 44 kilometers across, from the Myanmar border to the Gulf of Thailand. This thin strip of land is part of the Malay Peninsula and creates a unique bottleneck in the country's geography. Despite its small width, the region is filled with mountains, farms, fishing villages, and beaches. Historically, traders considered building a canal across this narrow section to connect the 2 seas seas, similar to the Panama Canal, but the project never moved forward. 36. Lopburi has a monkey-ruled urban landscape. Lopburi may be known for ancient Khmer-style ruins, but geographically, it's also a strange example of wildlife mingling with urban space. Hundreds of macaque monkeys live in the city center, especially around the historic Phra Prang Sam Yat Temple. The location sits within a flat river basin surrounded by fertile plains, which originally supported agriculture and attracted early settlement. Over time, the monkeys adapted to human presence, turning Lopburi into one of the most unusual city environments in Thailand. 35. The Mekong River forms Thailand's northeastern boundary. In the northeast, one of the world's longest rivers, the Mekong, creates a natural border between Thailand and Laos. This region, known as Isan, features plateaus, rolling hills, and farmlands shaped by the river's seasonal flooding. The Mekong has carved dramatic rock formations, sandbanks, and riverine forests along the Thai side. The river is also home to giant catfish, freshwater dolphins, and countless migratory birds. Its influence determines everything from weather patterns to agriculture in the region. 34. Thailand has the world's largest inland saltwater swamp. Thale Noi in Phat Talung province hosts a massive wetland system connected to Songkhla Lake, one of the largest inland bodies of water in Southeast Asia. These brackish marshes are home to lotus fields, water buffalo, and more than 280 bird species. The wetland geography is unusual because it blends saltwater and freshwater ecosystems within a vast inland basin. Seasonal changes alter water levels dramatically, creating a landscape that is never quite the same from month to month. 33. The Erawan waterfall was formed by mineral-rich terraces. Located in Kanchanaburi, Erawan waterfall flows over 7 major tiers of porous limestone. As water trickles down the rock, it picks up minerals, mostly calcium carbonate, which gradually build terraces, natural pools, and smooth formations over thousands of years. The clear turquoise color of the water is also due to these dissolved minerals. Surrounded by dense jungle within the Tenasserim Hills, Erawan is a perfect example of how Thailand's geology and climate work together to create natural wonders. 32. Thailand has an underground river system in Chiang Rai. Beneath the limestone mountains of Chiang Rai lies a network of caves formed by underground rivers. Streams dissolve rock over time, carving tunnels and chambers that run beneath forested hills. Places like Khun Korn and Chiangdao Cave show evidence of long-term water erosion. These subterranean rivers are part of a larger hydrological system that feeds springs, waterfalls, and farmland across northern Thailand. For local communities, the caves have spiritual significance tied to their geological origins. 31. The Similan Islands are granite peaks rising from the sea. Unlike many Thai islands made of limestone or coral, the Similan Islands in the Andaman Sea are primarily granite, solid ancient rock shaped by erosion. These islands are actually submerged mountains whose highest points emerge above sea level. The result is a landscape of massive rounded boulders, smooth cliffs, and crystal clear waters that support some of Thailand's healthiest reefs. Their geography makes them a hot spot for divers and a unique contrast to the limestone formations elsewhere in southern Thailand. 30. Thailand's Coral Triangle connection. While most people associate the Coral Triangle with Indonesia and the Philippines, Thailand's southern waters lie at the outer edge of this global marine hotspot. Particularly in the Andaman Sea, nutrient-rich currents feed reefs bursting with color, home to sea turtles, manta rays, and thousands of fish species. Geographically, the country is positioned where the Indian Ocean meets the Pacific-influenced Gulf of Thailand, creating one of the most biodiverse aquatic crossroads on Earth. Reefs around Surin and Similan Islands are especially vibrant, shaped by complex ocean flows that support life year-round. 29. Khao Sok is one of the world's oldest rainforests. Geologists estimate Khao Sok National Park's ancient rainforest in southern Thailand to be older than the Amazon, over 160 million years old. Limestone mountains tower nearly 1,000 meters above ground, while deep valleys and caves cut through the forest. Reservoirs like Chao Lan Lake, formed by a dam in the 1980s, flooded huge valleys, leaving behind dramatic, cliff-lined waterways. Its age is the result of stable climate conditions and geographic isolation, preserving species found nowhere else. 28. The Isthmus of Kra nearly split Thailand in two. The narrowest part of the Thai peninsula, the Isthmus of Kra, once tempted world powers to dig a sea canal linking the Indian and Pacific Oceans. If completed, it would have reshaped global trade by bypassing the Strait of Malacca. The geography here, a ridge of low mountains and thin lowlands, made the idea seem possible. Though never realized, the region remains one of Thailand's most strategically important land corridors. 27. Thailand hosts seasonal stone fields in the northeast. In Ubon Ratchathani, seasonal rainfall reveals bizarre sandstone formations and ancient seabeds that once lay beneath a prehistoric ocean. This area, especially in Pha Tame National Park, features fossilized reefs, wave marks, and eroded stone towers shaped by wind and water. The high plateau of the Asean region preserves these ancient surfaces because erosion here moves slowly, exposing clues to geological history. 26. Thailand has a hidden desert in the east. Although Thailand is known for lush greenery, parts of Nakhon Ratchasima exhibit semi-arid conditions, especially during the dry season. Wind-blown sand patches and sparse vegetation give the landscape a desert-like appearance. The reason? The plateau here receives limited rainfall due to mountain shadows and seasonal monsoon direction, creating a striking contrast to the rest of the country's tropical climate. 25. Koh Phangan's interior is almost all mountain. While famous for beaches and nightlife, Koh Phangan's geography tells a different story. More than 90% of the island's interior is mountainous, covered in thick jungle. Its highest point, Khao Ra, rises to over 600 meters, and steep ridges cut through the island. Only the coastal ring road is developed. Most of the island remains untouched, creating hidden waterfalls, freshwater pools, and dense habitats for wildlife. 24. Thailand has an active fault line under Chiang Mai. Northern Thailand sits near tectonic fault zones connected to the Himalayan uplift. Chiang Mai rests close to the Mai Tha Fault, capable of producing moderate earthquakes. This geological activity helps sculpt the mountains and valleys surrounding the region. Though Thailand is not known for major quakes, the shifting crust beneath the north is a reminder of the landscape's dynamic origins. 23. Samphan Bok, Thailand's Grand Canyon. In dry months, the Mekong River drops low enough to reveal striking sandstone hollows and ridges carved by swirling water, known as Samphan Bok 3000 holes. This landscape near Ubon Ratchathani reveals honeycomb pools stretching across the riverbed. It's an evolving geological canvas that changes shape each year as the water cuts deeper into the rock. 22. Thailand has freshwater dolphins. Along certain stretches of the Mekong and Songkhla Lake, you'll find Irrawaddy dolphins, a species that thrives in brackish freshwater environments. Their presence highlights the unique inland water systems shaped by Thailand's river basins. These dolphins navigate shallow, sediment-rich waters created by seasonal monsoons and floodplains, making Thailand one of the few countries where freshwater marine mammals are part of the natural geography. 21. The Central Plains are slowly expanding. Deposits from the Chao Phraya and its tributaries continue to build farmland outward, creating some of the most fertile soil in Asia. Each year, floodwaters spread silt across rice paddies, adding new layers of earth. Over centuries, this process has caused plains to advance into former marshes and wetlands, gradually reshaping Thailand's interior geography. 20. Thailand has floating mountains in Mae Hong Son. Cloud inversions in the mountainous northwest often make entire valleys disappear beneath blankets of mist, leaving only peaks visible. This creates the illusion of floating mountains, especially around Pai and Mae Hong Son. These formations exist due to high elevation, cool air, and humid valleys that trap fog, revealing the ornate shapes of limestone and shale ridges in surreal morning light. 19. The Golden Triangle is defined by landscape, not just culture. The Golden Triangle, where Thailand meets Laos and Myanmar, is shaped by rugged mountains and river valleys carved by the Mekong and Ruak rivers. This natural boundary created isolated pockets of settlement and trade routes over centuries. The geography here explains the region's history of remote villages, ancient trade trails, and once illicit industries. Today, it remains one of Thailand's most dramatic landscapes. 18. Thailand's highest coastal mountains are in Krabi. Striking cliffs near Krabi and Phang Nga Bay rise hundreds of meters above the sea, among the tallest coastal mountains in Southeast Asia. These karst formations extend underwater for kilometers, creating deep channels and hidden lagoons. The land here did not gently slope into the sea, it plunges into the ocean just as sharply as it rises, forming a jagged meeting point between land and water. 17. Thailand has rare Polye valleys. In provinces like Nan and Tak, large flat valleys called Polyas form where limestone caves collapse and flood. These wide depressions look like peaceful farmland, but they're geological sinkholes at a large scale. Heavy monsoon rainfall fills these valleys with seasonal lakes, shaping the agriculture and settlement patterns in the area. 16. The southern region has 2 monsoon seasons. Because Thailand stretches across both the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, the southern region experiences 2 distinct monsoon systems. When the Gulf side is soaked with storms, the Andaman side may be calm, and vice versa. This dual weather pattern shapes everything from coastal erosion to fishing cycles and tourism patterns. 15. The ancient city of Sukhothai sits on a floodplain. Sukhothai, Thailand's first capital, was built on fertile lowlands shaped by seasonal rivers and streams. The city planners rerouted water into reservoirs and moats, many still visible today. These man-made lakes weren't just symbolic. They managed floods, irrigated fields, and kept the soil healthy. Geography played a major role in the city's success. 14. Thailand has one of the world's longest sandbars. Near Pattani and Narathiwat in the deep south lies a massive natural sandbar stretching more than 20 kilometers. Shaped by longshore currents and constant wave action, it creates hidden lagoons and freshwater marshes sheltered from the open sea. Local fishing villages depend on this sandy barrier for storm protection and calm waters. 13. The Phi Phi Islands were split by a tsunami channel. When the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami struck, waves rushed between the twin bays of Koh Phi Phi Don, carving channels through the island's low central strip. Although the island recovered, the event reshaped its geography, scouring beaches, altering reef lines, and shifting sandbanks. Today's coastline is visibly different from that of the early 2000s. 12. Northern Thailand has fossil sites millions of years old. Mae Mo in Lampang province is home to fossil beds containing ancient elephants, crocodiles, and tree species. Volcanic ash layers preserved these remains, giving scientists insight into prehistoric ecosystems. This area was once wet forest fed by lake systems that dried up as mountains rose around them. 11. Thailand's tallest standing Buddha faces the skyline of Phuthamonton. Standing 52 meters tall, the Phuthamonton Buddha towers over a park west of Bangkok. The statue faces open plains and rice fields where the land flattens dramatically. This location isn't random. Planners chose an area that allowed the sculpture to dominate the horizon, using the wide geography of the central region to amplify its presence. Before moving on to the top 10, remember to join the Geography family by subscribing to the channel and leaving your like. 10. Thailand has the world's smallest mammal habitat. In western Thailand's Sai Yok National Park, limestone caves host colonies of Kitti's hog-nosed bats, the smallest mammals on Earth. Each bat weighs less than a US penny and roosts in narrow cave chambers shaped by millennia of water erosion. The karst formations here create countless microhabitats perfectly suited to these tiny creatures. Without the unique limestone landscape, this species wouldn't exist in Thailand at all. 9. The Kwai Noi River, carved historic valleys. The Kwai Noi River in Kanchanaburi flows through steep forested valleys before meeting the Kwai Yai to form the Mai Klong River. The rugged terrain formed deep passes through the Tenasserim Hills, shaping transportation routes for centuries. During World War II, the geography proved both strategic and brutal as engineers built the infamous Death Railway across cliffs and gorges carved by the river. 8. Thailand has a sea of red lotuses. In Udon Thani, a vast seasonal wetland blooms with millions of pink-red lotuses each cool season. Officially called Nong Han Kumpawapi Lake, this shallow basin formed when ancient river channels widened and settled. The lake's depth rarely exceeds 2 meters, and its silty floor provides perfect anchorage for lotus roots. When the flowers bloom, the entire lake appears crimson from above, earning the nickname Red Lotus Sea. 7. The rock rocks of Phu Kradoeng tell a time travel story. Phu Kradoeng National Park in Loei Province features a giant sandstone mesa rising abruptly from the surrounding lowlands. This flat-top formation is the remnant of layers deposited more than 100 million years ago when rivers and shallow seas covered the region. The plateau's rugged edges are carved by waterfalls and streams that plunge from its heights, turning the park into one of the most dramatic elevated landscapes in Thailand. 6. Thailand's waterfalls are fueled by steep terrain changes. Across the northern and western mountains, rapid altitude drops create hundreds of waterfalls from Thailand's tallest, Thi Lo Su, to popular cascades in Chiang Mai and Mae Hong Son. These waterfalls exist because the land rises sharply above riverbeds, forcing water over cliffs formed by faulting and uplift. The combination of high rainfall and steep slopes makes Thailand a waterfall-rich nation. 5. Phang Nga Bay's karst lagoons hide ancient chambers. Phang Nga Bay near Phuket contains hidden lagoons called hongs, formed when limestone sinkholes collapsed and filled with tidal water. These secret chambers are ringed by sheer rock walls, accessible only through narrow tunnels that flood and drain with the tide. The landscape is a maze of towers, bays, and caves, an intricate geological puzzle shaped by time and tides. 4. Thailand has delta islands made of silt. Near Bangkok, small islands in the Chao Phraya Delta are formed entirely from sediment deposited by river currents. Koh Kret is one example, a human settlement resting on silt and clay rather than solid rock. Because these islands sit just above sea level, they are constantly reshaped by tides, storms, and seasonal floods. Geography here is fluid and ever-changing. 3. The northern highlands connect to the Himalayas. Thailand's highest mountains, running through Chiang Mai, Mae Hong Son, and Tak, are geological extensions of the Himalayan system. These ranges form from the same tectonic forces that continue to push the Himalayas upward. While not nearly as tall, their rugged structure, folded layers, and deep valleys reflect that Himalayan ancestry, linking Thailand to one of the planet's greatest mountain-building events. 2. Thailand's two seas create two different coastlines. The country's shape gives it two distinct shores, the calm, shallow Gulf of Thailand to the east, and the deep, dramatic Andaman Sea to the west. Each coastline has its own weather, ecosystems, and geographical features. The Gulf nurtures sandy beaches and fishing villages, while the Andaman sculpts sheer cliffs, deep reefs, and island chains. This dual ocean identity is rare and central to Thailand's geography. 1. Thailand's geography built its identity, from mountains rising into cool clouds, to river plains rich with rice, to reefs bursting with life beneath tropical waves. Thailand's land is layered with geological stories. The placement of rivers determined where cities rose. Plate tectonics shaped cultural crossroads. Coastlines built trade routes, and forests preserved ancient species. Thailand's geography is not just scenery, it is the blueprint of the nation itself. After learning these 50 facts about Thailand, tell us, which one did you like best, or which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Let's see how many of us chose the same fact, and if you think we've forgotten something or want to add your own interesting tidbit, we'd love to hear it. Your feedback helps us improve each video. Also, if you noticed any pronunciation mistakes, thank you for your patience. We strive to improve with every video. And speaking of videos, there's another one playing right now, so you can continue exploring the geography of our beautiful world. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe and like so we can keep learning together. See you in the next one.